It's the same old thing, just a different day. I don't feel like doing anything already. It's as if I just woke up and I'm still tired. Not sleepy tired, but fatigue tired. It feels like I don't have any life left in me to do anything. It's not that I don't want to do anything. I just feel so weak and unmotivated. I physically feel like I can't do anything. I've tried everything in the book to bring more energy and strength into my life, but nothing's working. I'm so tired of being tired.
Do you want to try listening to me? I can help if you want me to.
God?
Yes.
Do you want to help me?
Yes, more than you know. And right now is the perfect moment for me to show you my grace. I want to congratulate you on reaching the end of yourself, because with your permission, I can show you how good I am and how much I desire to help you. When you are weak, I am strong. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Instead of being hard on yourself and losing all hope of achieving things in life because you feel weak, I want you to be glad when you are weak.
You want me to be glad that I'm weak? How does this strengthen me?
Have you forgotten what I told you? When you are weak, I am strong for you. So when you're suffering, being mistreated, getting insulted, or struggling, you can lean on me for support, and my free gift of grace will strengthen you.
So all I have to do is ask for your grace?
There's a little more to it. You have to humble yourself before me so that your heart is softened enough to receive it, because a prideful heart is a closed heart, and I can't work through a closed heart. If you humble yourself in my presence and lean on me, I will exalt you and lift you up and out of whatever you may be dealing with. Trust me and take my word for it. If you feel weak right now, congratulations. Because if you can understand the grace of God in your moments of weakness, you will find joy in knowing that this is a moment for you to experience God's unmerited favor of grace. Grace is by far God's most powerful gift to us. It's by grace we are saved. The reason we can even have a relationship with God is because of His grace towards us. Grace is God blessing us even though we don't deserve it. And grace is a gift that we cannot earn by works. You don't have to work hard to get more grace from God. That's not how it works. So if you have been trying to experience the grace of God through works and it's not working, it's because God doesn't want you to work for it. He wants you to accept it because it's a gift. You don't work hard for genuine gifts. People give them to you just because they care about you and they want to. And even though we don't truly deserve grace, He gives it to us anyway. Regardless of what hardships you may be going through in life, financial struggles, mental struggles, struggles with sin, etc., God's grace is the answer. Grace is what you should be opening up to receive. Through grace, you get strength, peace, direction, miracles, blessings, etc. A part of me feels like God allows these hardships in our lives to happen so that eventually we do turn to Him for help. After trying to do it all on our own, we eventually do realize we need help. And who can be more helpful than God Himself? So if you want more grace in your life, there's one thing you have to do to even be able to open your heart to receive it, and that's to humble yourself. Pride is one of the sneakiest sins. We all know the saying, pride is the devil, and it is. You can be so prideful without even knowing it because pride manifests in different ways. It can be connected to so many problems in our lives. Like hiding your mental health conditions is actually pride, but your pride won't let you believe that. When you're stuck in pride, you don't want help. You don't open yourself up to people or even God who can actually help you, because you're probably afraid your pride will be replaced with shame. Social anxiety can also be connected to pride. Anxiety ultimately wants to control, and if you feel like what happens is ultimately in your hands, that's pride. A proud person feels like they're the one who has to make everything happen and that in some way they're better than everyone else. There is a list of ways pride can manifest. So ask God to show you how it's appearing in your life. But this is why practicing humility will change your life and will allow God to change your life. Because through humbling yourself, you open your heart and you can finally receive love, grace, compliments, wisdom, knowledge, guidance, connections. Humbling yourself allows you to listen. You have probably heard Bible verses and have been given great advice, but it never hits your heart and sticks with you because you weren't truly listening. You heard it, but you didn't listen. Humbling yourself doesn't mean looking at yourself in a negative light, though. It's not self-hate. It's not thinking less about yourself. It's thinking about yourself less and placing your eyes on God. It's taking yourself off the throne and putting the one who deserves to be on it back on it. It's looking at yourself through God's eyes, looking at everyone else in God's eyes. It's knowing who He truly. Because if you know who He truly is, it will humble you. Like, really think about God. He created you. He created the universe. He's all-powerful. We are literally nothing without Him. But pride won't let you accept that sometimes. We feel like we can do this life thing all on our own. We feel like we can control everything, but we can't. And we don't have to. We have a God who wants to help us so much, and the only way He can help you is if you humble yourself so that you can receive His gifts. He's a gentleman. He's not going to force you to ask for His help. It's your decision. He loves you enough to not want to control you. And there is no other way around it. Being humble before Him is the answer. Humble yourself to the Bible. Take His words over your own thoughts and words. Realize what He says is truth. If you do this, you'll see that there's no room for doubt when you humble yourself to His word. If He says, "I will help those who are humble," don't allow pride to doubt that. And the only reason why He helps those who humble themselves is because pride doesn't want help. But a humble heart is open to receiving it. Realize God is all-knowing. He knows way more than we can ever know. And He's holy, so He can't lie. You can trust Him. Don't allow the people in your life whom you couldn't trust to mess up your trust towards God. He's not like anyone else here. We are corrupted and we change. You may have been able to trust someone in the past and now you can't. But God doesn't change, and neither does His promises. So, if you are tired of being tired, if you feel weak and unmotivated, if you're struggling at all in life in some area, put yourself in a position to receive God's grace and favor by practicing humility. Realize you are nothing without God. Realize His holiness. Develop a very deep respect for who God is. I mean, He died for you. He deserves it, right? And humbling yourself for Him is the least we can do. God opposes the proud but shows favor to the humble.